wow.
What do you think?
Oh, wow.
Hey everybody, it's Jack from Atlantis Water Gardens. Welcome back, part 3 here in Media, PA. We are building this 19 by 30 foot pond, 4 foot deep. We're going to finish it on this episode. This morning, Brennan and Boulder are getting started on doing a seam. This is gonna be our intake-based skimmer. So we've got a seam on another piece of liner to make this long enough to build our intake. Once they get done with that, we'll finish up that rock work in this far end of the pond and build our intake-based skimmer. It's gonna get 10 small aqua blocks and a pump vault, and we're also using a skimmer inside here, and I'll get more into that later. We got Anthony over here doing some incredible stonework to tie in our side of our pond into the steps going down in here. Look at what he's done so far with that rock work underneath there. That just looks spectacular. He's building in some lights, some jets into the side of this rock work, so this way it's nice and tucked in, and it's gonna highlight the staircase as well as push that water out away from here into our intake. Drew's up here just putting the finishing touches on our waterfall.
Well, to create our first spillway, I needed to use a big piece of flagging. So to fit it into this space, instead of piecing it in little by little, I'm using a piece of cardboard, making a template, and then hopefully one cut with our grinder will get this piece to fit right on top. We'll foam it in, level it off, make sure it's secure, and then that way we have a nice even sheet style falls to come over this first waterfall into the pool and start the rest of this waterfalls.
We're gonna be putting pea gravel in the entire pond, so Colby went out to get some of that stuff. That'll be done today, and then we wanna get this thing washed down and start filling, because tomorrow it is getting fired up. Let's get moving on day 6. Starting to rinse things down, so that's a good sign. Drew's gonna work on getting the pea gravel inside our horizontal spaces in the pond, and then they'll wash it all down, pump all that dirty water out, and then we can start filling. Meanwhile, Brennan and Boley are over here setting the last step at the top of our staircase. That's gonna meet up right to the edge of the sidewalk there. They'll be able to enter going in right down through here. The seam got finished for the liner going into the intake, and you can see we've got our pump vault along with our aqua blocks installed there. On the back side, that's gonna be where we're gonna put a skimmer. We wanna have the skimmer there to take any debris that comes inside the intake and pull it to one collection point, which is gonna be the skimmer basket. We'll hide that behind some of the rock work over in there, making it look like it's just a seamless part of the pond. Really, most of our work now is localized down to this end of the pond. We'll get the boulder work tightened up inside the pond, then we can move into the intake and get that finished. Then it's doing things like edging, plumbing, hooking up the lights, and finishing it up.
So one of the things Jack talked about is our edges, so let's show you how we do them. So over here we actually dug out a little shelf in the dirt before we finished bringing our liner all the way up, so that way we could actually put some aquatic plants in here, and the roots would actually reach down into the water and they would do really well. So then Brendan actually just lined them out with some rocks over here, and then we're gonna take our liner, we're gonna fold it in, and then we're gonna make sure we have with our laser transit that we're as high as we can get over water level with the liner. So that way we don't have any leaks, no water getting out of this thing, everything stays in the system. And then we'll just take the liner, fold it up real nice and neatly, leave about a foot extra so that way in case of any settling, we can always fix that by pulling it up and redoing the edge. And then we'll just put some dirt up against the rocks, sprinkle a little bit of gravel in there, make it look real nice and hide it all.
That's it, folks. We are finished. The only thing left to do now is show Jerome, and he's actually been away from this for about 95% of it. He was away for the first full week, wasn't even here, which is major trust, right? Leave us at your house, building you your dream pond. And he just saw it yesterday, and he promised to stay away today, and here he is pulling in the driveway. All right, Jerome, you've been very patient, which I understand how you did this, but you were actually not home for most of this, right?
Yes, I was not home for most of this. Should I release the baby?
Yeah. You ready to see your new pond?
Wow.
What do you think?
Wow. Oh my god.
Is this what were you expecting?
Yeah, more or less. Yeah. This is top notch.
Fish now around 55.